She called me sobbing from a borrowed phone. "I don't have my passport," she whispered, voice trembling. "They left me, Mom. They left me." I didn't ask who. I already knew. It was supposed to be a family trip. My parents, my brother, his wife, and their two charming little sociopaths, my niece and nephew. They invited my daughter, Alia, to Bond. First international trip, 18, excited, naive. They flew her out to a country the State Department had marked red. Do not travel. Political unrest, roadblocks, rumors of foreign detentions. I begged her not to go, but she trusted them, because I raised her to believe blood meant something. That was my mistake. I knew something was wrong the second I saw the timestamp. Her last text, "We're going to the bazaar. Don't worry if I don't reply for a bit. Heart." That was 3:08 p.m. At 9:31 p.m., my nephew posted a video. He and his sister were laughing, hysterically, on the plane. The caption? "She freaked out. You should have seen her face." Heart. Behind them, 5 empty seats, and Alya's backpack under their feet. I didn't panic. I wired Alya money, found a contact through an NGO, got her safe, lodged, and on the embassy's radar. But I never let her hear the rage in my voice. "Just breathe, baby," I told her. "You're not alone. You're just temporarily misplaced." She didn't ask me to fix it, but she's my daughter, and I don't forget abandonment. Flashback. When I was 16, I missed a flight. My dad left me at the airport, said I needed to learn responsibility. When my brother crashed my car at 22, they blamed me for leaving the keys out. When Alya was born, they called her a disruption. They never liked that I raised her alone, without help, without their rules. But they knew she was my everything, so they hit me where it would bleed longest. They came home 4 days later, suntanned and smug. They didn't know I'd already pulled the airline's CCTV footage. Didn't know I had screenshots of my niece's deleted group chats. Didn't know I'd spoken to the tour guide, who said they left her on purpose, told me she was a burden. Every detail, every step, documented, dated, time-stamped. I didn't yell, I didn't confront, I just waited. And while they slept off jet lag, I made 3 moves. 1. The school board. My nephew had just been accepted into a prestigious international prep. I sent them a copy of his video, framed it as a bullying incident, endangering a vulnerable female minor. I also accidentally CC'd 3 journalists. 2. The embassy letter. I had legal proof she was a minor at the time of departure. The embassy filed an endangerment report. My brother and his wife got flagged. Their travel privileges? Frozen pending investigation. 3. The hotel tip-off. Remember that security footage I mentioned? Turns out, one of the rooms they stayed in had a connection to a known trafficking ring. Was it coincidence? Probably. But when I forwarded that to local authorities, anonymously, it sparked an internal audit. The next morning at 6:42 a.m., security pounded on their door. Not cops, private security. The hotel they used last year in Dubai? Turns out, my brother tried to book under a false name to dodge taxes. Their systems flagged him. And when you lie in the UAE, they don't knock politely. My niece screamed. My nephew started crying. But the footage still existed. Their laughter, their cruelty. I got the call an hour later. "Mom," Alya said, barely awake, "why are they suddenly messaging me?" I smiled. "They just remembered you exist." In the weeks that followed, everything collapsed. The prep school revoked my nephew's admission. My brother's company got reviewed for ethical violations. My sister-in-law fired from the embassy auxiliary board. Too much bad press, too much liability. And the best part? I never stepped in the spotlight. I let their own digital footprints devour them. They tried to spin it, of course. She got lost. She misunderstood. She's emotional. But the world doesn't like laughing bullies, especially not rich ones who abandon teenage girls overseas. Alya came home 2 weeks later, stronger, quieter, but she looked me in the eyes and said, "I know what they did." I nodded. And they won't do it again. Sometimes revenge isn't a scream, it's silence. It's knowing exactly when to strike. It's watching them untangle the noose they tied themselves. So when people ask how I stayed calm, I tell them this: you don't scream in the storm. You study the wind, then rebuild it to blow only in your favor. And as for my family, they gave Alya abandonment. I returned justice, wrapped in silence, stamped with consequence.